Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Livia and today I'm excited to share with you a technique that I absolutely love, painting with a palette knife. And in this video I'm painting daisies as part of a larger painting in my wildflower series. You can see the painting just behind me. Daisies are such cheerful flowers, and painting them in a loose and expressive approach really brings out their beauty. Now, the key to painting daisies with a palette knife is to embrace simplicity and texture. Instead of getting caught up in every tiny detail, we are going to focus on capturing the essence of the flower with bold strokes in a limited color palette. So if you'd like to see how I painted the daisies in this painting and to apply simplicity in a painterly manner, check this out. This is the painting I mentioned before and I've just finished it. That was inspired by the wildflowers from Murchison Park in Christchurch, in New Zealand. This is an oil painting and I used palette knives to paint it. So I'm going to focus on the daisies and I'm going to show you how I painted them. So first of all, let's talk about color and color mixing. I used only 3 shades to paint the daisies. I mixed this sort of greenish gray out of this here, which was chromium oxide green, and I combined that with a bit of magenta, you can see here, and a little bit of yellow as well, just to make it a little bit warmer. So I combined this and I made this grayish color for the underpainting for the daisies. So this is darker. Again, that's just for the cast shadow. You will see me using this color to create a shadow under the yellow center towards the left side. And this is the same colors, but just a bit more of the magenta and more green to make it darker. And I also added a little bit of ultramarine blue to make the shadow a bit cooler. So the highlight was titanium white with a little bit of this here, the previous color, and then more yellow in the mixture. So that's my highlight color. And at times I added a little bit more white as I went, just to create a brighter highlight. So I start with this mid-value shade to draw and block in the main shapes. Most times I draw the bigger shapes by using a charcoal stick. For small flowers or small elements that are on the background or that are secondary on the painting, I just draw as I go with a palette knife. I'm briefly sketching this daisy with a bit of paint to establish the overall shape and to get the right angles for it. Now that I'm past that blocking stage, I go to the background and add some color just to shape the flower, shape the petals, and then I bring some highlights to shape the petals a little bit better, to detail more, but keeping the petals at the back to show that those petals are receding while the front ones are advancing towards us, so they will catch more light, considering that the light is coming from the right hand side. Then I slap some paint on the center just to shape it, but I will go back to it and rework it. So then I use the knife with no paint just to smear it and smudge some of the colors to blend the edges so they look more natural, and I go back to the petals and I apply a third layer. This is all done wet into wet. So the third layer, you have to have more paint on the palette knife. So then I use the knife just to create some delicate strokes, stem, some darker colors under the center, and a few lines just to separate a few petals, not all of them. And that simplifies the whole process. And I keep reworking on the petals just to highlight them again. So I put a little bit more paint on those front petals. And this time I added more white to my lighter mixture. Then with this daisy, I used that middle value color, the mid gray, to shape it. And then the same process, now I'm going around them to shape them with the background color. It's a good way to get an interesting painterly look. So then I go around and go with thick paint so that when I start pulling some of those greens into the flower to separate some of the petals, I will have enough paint to do it. So these ones here, I will leave them a bit more simplified. They are on the top corner of the painting, so I want them to look like they're receding, they're not getting much attention. So I won't have any highlights on the petals, it will be just this gray, just that color, and I keep working on the shapes to get them right. I love this one here, the curvy. That's what it was like on the image. And then just using the knife to move paint around, sometimes not having paint on the knife. If I want to blend edges, if I want to pull some of the colors that are already there. And then I keep wiping my palette knife after every stroke. That's very important, otherwise you'll go messy. So leave it to you. You can enjoy the process and the music. And there you have it, daisies painted with a palette knife. Remember, the key to mastering this technique is to practice and experiment with it. But don't be afraid to get creative and make it your own. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and feel inspired to try painting daisies with a palette knife yourself. If you'd like to see more art-related content from me, please remember to subscribe and share this video with your fellow artists. You can also follow me on social media or subscribe to my newsletter on my website. For more in-depth tutorials, check my online courses information page. The link to that is in the description area below this video. Thank you for watching, and until next time, happy painting!